it seems that unconscious bias training has made its way to India. You know, like woke training, where they tell you that, hey, everything you do is racist, by the way, and you should consider that always. And it's the most important thing for you to ever consider. We thought that was a purely American thing. It's not. It has made its way to India. Are you surprised? This seemed like an affliction, a poison, a pox that was limited to the West. But in this video that I will link, the Indians are doing it. I was super shocked when it happened because I thought, what are these Indians talking about? Are these Indians in an American company? But they're talking about caste systems and stuff, so it's so weird for them to be talking about that if they're working at Google, right? Because there's no caste systems as Google. What are you guys talking about? I know that American tech companies hire a ton of Indians, but and you'd know better about this topic, but it's not so prevalent that it's like 90% Indians at tech companies, right? It's still only about 50, right?
Maybe it depends on the company.
Oh wow.
I
So
think
are you saying
there
those
are
companies that are higher?
e-
What's the average,
this
would
is
you say?
this is speculation, but I'm thinking maybe a company like Cisco might be 80%
Oh
or
wow. Wow.
yeah,
What about a company
like
like Apple or
like Google.
Google?
Yeah. It's probably like 30%
Okay, so
maybe.
that's not enough for them to
Yeah.
need to put out a
May-
video about the
Yeah,
caste system, right?
yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so. And I seriously doubt that the Indians who made it over here to work at tech companies are really beholden to a caste system. I don't think so.
I mean, to answer your question earlier, yes, I was surprised that
Yes,
this is in
so
India.
the video clearly is about unconscious bias. Like, you think this way about this Indian who dresses this way, or this Indian who's from this caste, or something like that. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. This stuff has made its way over to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm, on the one hand, I'm
Well, you
disheartened.
should you should maybe describe like some of the or some of the training videos, right? Like the one where the Indian woman's in the elevator, gets in the elevator,
Okay.
and the guy looks at her.
Yeah, there's
I
an
feel like
Indian
it's
woman in an elevator, and she's dressed in traditional garb. And I think the guy looks at her and says something like, "Oh, you're doing an interview or something today, or a
or
praise.
I think he gives her a compliment, says you're looking
You're
nice
looking
today.
good, and I think you'll
Yeah.
get your raise or something like that, right?" And
Yeah.
then the woman says, "Oh, I can't just dress nice just because it's just cause or whatever." I'm like,
Right. Yeah. So
whoa,
basically
is that
the
where
guy
was
looks
that where you guys are at? This is like so similar to America in the West when if you're a man and there's a woman and she's looking nice that day, do not say she looks nice
right.
because
Well, no,
who knows
it
how
was
she'll
more
take it.
than, I think it was more than just that though, right? It was the guy complimented her and then said, I hope your interview or whatever your interview goes
Well, yeah, he
well.
assumed that she dressed up nicely so that she would do well on her appraisal or her interview or her review,
Right,
right?
right, right. And then she was saying, "Oh, can't I just be dressed just to look nice?" And basically, the guy assumed that she was going to do this
Yeah, but
interview.
why the fuck is that problematic? He just thinks you look nice. And he assumes that maybe you have some sort of appraisal that day. Why is that problematic? Why is anybody offended by that? That sounds like something that some retard, privileged asshole who works at Twitter, who's way overpaid, would say. And you think, well, that's just pure first world problems. That's pure Western problems. This kind of retardation only happens at rich tech companies in America. At least it's limited to that. Well, I got news for you. It's not. Somehow this sort of shit has made its way to India.
Somehow, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think I would perhaps be even more surprised if I saw this come out of China. Do you think that would be?
I would be more surprised too because I feel like they're more authoritarian and they clamp down on this stuff real fast. But
Mhm.
at this point, I'm not sure. Maybe some of these Western influences have made their way over to China. They're going to fight it. They're going to fight it. I assure you they're going to fight it. But will they succeed in fighting it? And I'm wondering, we always talk about how the solution to all these woke problems is just to learn Mandarin because at some point China's going to take over. But now I'm questioning that a little bit. I'm wondering, will this woke virus, this mind virus, make its way over? Will it infect China? Will it infect India? Will just everybody be infected?
One
I
thing,
don't I don't know. Is that good? I don't know how to feel about that. On the one hand, I'm pro-American. I want America to win. Even in this woke state that it's in, I would prefer America win than China. Okay? So if whatever virus that we have going on here can also infect them, sort of like the way they infected us with COVID, okay? It kind of balances the playing field. It's like we don't just have to experience this virus. You guys have to experience it too. So it's kind of it evens the playing field. Okay, fine. How do I feel about that though? On the one hand, this woke virus is just going to infect everybody. There's no relief. There's no relief. But on the other hand, at least we don't lose to China. At least we don't lose to them. I'm not pro. I'm not pro China by any means. You know,
okay,
both of our
it would be,
families are from Taiwan. We're not pro China. Let's put it out there.
yeah, maybe it would be more alarming if that training video was not in English,
No,
right? 'Cause
why? I
that,
mean, English is the language pretty much of India, though.
is it really?
It is. It's not
Okay.
Hindu. I mean, they speak that, but
I thought maybe, what I was trying to get at is that, maybe this is just limited to Western companies.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not educated enough to say that, but I do know that English is very common in India. So I don't think
Yeah.
it proves anything. It could just be a regular company. Can you believe that though? Indian company has unconscious bias training. Even the term unconscious bias is
I,
some
wait,
bullshit.
wait, we do have to be careful, right? Because it could, I guess that's what I was saying. It could be a US company in India.
Okay, maybe we haven't investigated enough. And
Yeah.
maybe they're just like bringing over this stupid shit, and actual Indians over there just look at this askance
Yeah.
and they think, what is this dumb stuff?
Yeah.
That's possible. I hope for their sake. I really hope that's the case. But if it's not the case and they're adopting the same stuff, I just feel so bad for them because the country isn't even that rich yet. I can understand if, okay, your country is super rich like America is, and a bunch of people are fucking useless and they make a lot of money at tech companies like Twitter and they do zero work. All they do is go to the office sometimes and they go to some fancy coffee shop. Why your company has a fancy coffee shop in its office, who knows? Because it's, America. In that context, okay, fine. I can see this sort of nonsense. And the nonsense is negative, but at least you have the positive of, being rich and comfortable. But it would suck if your country is not even super rich and comfortable and yet it was infected with this garbage. It's like you got the worst of both worlds, you know?
I, you know, realistically, if your country is not super rich and comfortable, that's like I think that's like a vaccine against this.
Probably, you would hope. You would hope, but this video suggests otherwise. It's already infecting them, right? Anyway.